What's up, everybody? I'm going to give it some time and let some people come in the room so we can talk about the latest updates that I have seen on Carolina. I'm sorry, it's called Charlotte Observer. And now some of the other newspapers online are starting to report the same thing. So I'm going to give you guys some time to come in. I hope everybody is doing okay, trying to stay warm and dry because this weather has been nasty. I'm gonna give it, like I say, some time, let some folks come in. I hope you're having a good day. Hello, everybody. I see Miss Carmela is in here. I don't know else who else is in here. I'm gonna give it like another minute, and then we'll get into the stuff that I actually found on the Charlotte Observer newspaper. And we're going to talk about that because now there are reports of two reports in regards to Shanquilla Robinson's death. I am simply waiting. Let me drop the link just in case somebody wants to come up. You are more than welcome to come up, have a discussion. Let's talk about it. Hello, Miss Marcella. Hey, Carmela. I don't know who else is in here, but hello to y'all too. So y'all, last night I was up late and I was reading the Observer, the Charlotte Observer. And the Charlotte Observer had posted that there are two medical reports in regards to Shanquilla Robinson. Now there's difference in both medical reports. The first medical report said that she died within 15 minutes of her injury and that I'm sorry, she died within 15 minutes of her injury, and basically that she was found by a maid. Now, the Charlotte Observer came out last night and said that this young lady did, in fact, see a medical doctor. The medical doctor came to the actual villa, but it took her an hour to come. So I'm gonna give you the timeline that they have laid out in the newspaper. They said at 2:13 p.m., Winter Donovan, one of the six friends who traveled with Robinson, called for help at the Villa Linda 32, a property ran by the company Cabo Villas. At 3:13 p.m., it says Dr. Carolina Gutierrez from a local hospital arrived to treat Robinson, according to Charlotte Observer. It says that Gutierrez says she was told that Robinson had drunk a lot of alcohol and needed to be given IVs. Gutierrez said that Robinson had a stable vital sign but was dehydrated, unable to communicate verbally, and appeared to be inebriated. The report said Gutierrez believed that Robinson needed to be transferred to a hospital, but her friends insisted she be treated in a villa. At 4:13 p.m., it says Robinson began having a seizure and convulsions from let me read it again. Robinson began having a seizure. The convulsions from the seizures lasted less than a minute. Gutierrez at 4:14 again requests that the friends take her to the hospital. They declined again and insisted on her being treated at the villa. At 4:45 p.m., Winter Donovan calls 911 and an ambulance while doctor administers CPR. Hey, Sherry Berry. It says at 5:25 p.m., police arrive. At 5:30 p.m., paramedics arrive and administer 14 rounds of CPR, 5 doses of adrenaline, and 6 charges of AED shocks without success. At 5:47, Shanquilla declared dead. So now the first report said that she was declared dead at 3 something. Now this new report says she was declared dead at 5:47 p.m. Hey Samaj, so I'm lost and I'm confused. My first question is, why do we have two reports? Why do we have two reports? And why are both of these reports so different? Now, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of someone actually being alcohol poisoned or if someone ever had a drug overdose. So, most of the time, when someone has alcohol poisoning or a drug overdose, you try to make them throw up. What you do, you either stick your finger down their throat to make them try to puke, or sometimes they give them. Now, I don't know if they still do this. Years ago, they used to give them like this chalk pill, and that would make them throw up profusely. Hey, TT. So I can only imagine that they must have she must have been dehydrated from going to the bathroom and everything like that because you can be dehydrated and not have been throwing up. That's where people get things wrong. You can be dehydrated and not have been throwing up. She very well could have not had enough water intake, could have been using the bathroom quite frequently, and being that she was in a large fight and had been thrown around quite severely, sweating and all of that can cause dehydration and everything else. So, my thing is, why do we have two separate reports? Now, according to this report, she didn't die until 5:47 p.m. When she started having those seizures at 4:13 p.m. and convulsions, it lasted for a minute, but they said at some point in time she went into cardiac arrest. The doctor tried to administer CPR, but it was unsuccessful, and that was at 4:45 p.m. Now, my thing is, one, who the hell are these so-called friends to say that she needed to be treated at the villa? Why wouldn't you let her go ahead and go to the hospital other than you knew that you done did something to kill this girl and you don't want to get found out? So you stick to the lie that here it is, it was alcohol poisoning. Now, they said her vital signs were stable at 3:13 p.m., but she appeared to that she was dehydrated but unable to communicate. So the fight had to have occurred way before 3:13 p.m., which again still coincides with her neck being broken. And they're saying that after Winter administered that blow, that body slam to the ground, that she never was responsive, like she never communicated after that. So my whole thing is, like I say, I just don't get who the hell they think they are to say that this young lady can be treated right there. If it was severe enough for you to contact the people to come out and check up on her, then it should have been severe enough for her to go to the emergency room. I don't get that. I don't get that at all. But the main thing is, why do we have two reports? Why are the reports so different? One says she died at 3 something p.m. and now this one says 5:47. Now either way it go, that damn Nazir still lied. Cause his plane ticket said his ass arrived at 12:19. So with him arriving at 12:19 and her not dying until 5:47, he still had time to see everything, witness everything that transpired. This is crazy to me. Absolutely crazy to me. This doctor said twice, she needs to go to a hospital. They possibly could have saved her life, but because these so called friends, yet again, said for her not to be taken to the hospital, that she could be treated right there, they could have cost her life yet again. Not only did they fight her, beat her, and everything else, but in efforts to cover the stuff that they had did to her, they went ahead and made sure that she wasn't removed from that facility in order for them not to see, oh, her neck is not together, it's not intact. Right, TT, they had no right to deny her the opportunity to be treated at a hospital. That was fatal, very fatal. Yeah. And she shouldn't have been given any medicine being treated for alcohol poisoning, which is, like I say, whenever a person is being treated for alcohol poisoning, and being that she couldn't talk to the doctor and tell her what was wrong, and the doctor is looking at her and she can't talk, and her eye vessel is busted, not thinking that her neck is broken. You listening to the people that's there and them telling her that it's alcohol poisoning. Oh yeah, it kind of does make sense in regards to the blood vessel in the eye being busted, because she threw up and everything else, they said. But the girl didn't have any alcohol in her system. Now, if they come back and say that it was alcohol in her system after the medical examiners done sent out that report, we're gonna have problems, because I'm still confused on why we have two medical reports. Why is there two medical reports? Where did this first medical report come from? Or was this something that the Cabo Six created and told the family? I'm lost. I'm confused in that regards. Where did this first report come that she had died at 3 something p.m.? That just does not make sense to me. And like I say, so now it is apparent by the second report that the police arrived at 5:25 p.m. So they had to lie to Mexican officials and tell them the same lie that they had told the mother and that they had told the doctor and everyone else, that she was poisoned, alcohol poison. So I guess they made it seem like, okay, she just started throwing up and now she's not responsive. And that's where they kind of left it at. But according to the doctor, they said it took the doctor an hour to get there. The doctor, Carolina Gutierrez, said she arrived at 3:13 p.m. Said she had vital signs, stable vital signs. But again, by them not allowing her to be transported to a hospital, they further caused damage. Who knows? They might have just been in trouble for assault and covering up a crime versus facing murder. But because they were so asinine and said that they didn't want her to leave the village, she could be treated there. Here it is, she's dead. Here it is, she's dead. It does sound like something the Six Clowns made up. They are claiming the doctor was there with her for 3 hours. How? I don't see how either, because okay, she got there at 3:13 p.m. They said that she started having convulsions at 4:13. Gutierrez at 4:14 recommended that she go back to the hospital again, and at 5:47 she died. So that's not no damn 3 hours. That is not 3 hours at all. But this is crazy to me. Again, they lied to Mexican officials. They lied to the doctor. The doctor gave us some kind of medication, and that has not been found out in regards to what medication that she was given to try to treat this alcohol poisoning. But what it sounds like to me, her body rejected it because she wasn't poisoned by alcohol, and it sent her into having seizures. And then, which potentially led to her going into cardiac arrest. And then, when they tried to revive her, she was gone. So, they lied about the alcohol poisoning. The doctor gives them medication, and the medication causes, people to throw up. And yet again, this lady went into having seizures, all based on a lie of her being alcohol poisoned. A lie. A lie. I just don't get it. As TT said, sure ain't 3 hours, and a doctor would have made the call to go on and take her. Exactly. A doctor would have had her transported. She wouldn't have kept saying, she said it twice, that she needed to go to the hospital, and they would not let her go. They said that she could be treated right there at the villa. When did they get medical license? Because I missed it. Y'all let a sister know, when did y'all read that they got a medical license, a medical degree, a medical something? If this medical doctor is saying that this lady needs to go to a hospital, who the hell are they to say no? But it still baffles me. Why do we have two reports? Where did the first report come from? Now, we still are going to have two autopsy reports, because before she was buried, the US did an autopsy report, and then Mexico had did an autopsy report. So we're going to see if there's some differences between the US autopsy report and as well as the Mexican autopsy report. Now, how could Mexico say that this wasn't a brutal death when their autopsy report shows that this young lady died because her neck was broken and she sustained damages to her spinal cord? How is that not a brutal death? I'm lost. I'm lost. How is that not a brutal death? It doesn't even say that the Mexican police had interrogated them, questioned them, asked them anything. It just says that the police arrived at 5:25 p.m. So we not asking questions around here. We just taking mofo's words. It's alcohol poisoning. Let's roll with that. Samaje say that's because they didn't want to come out of her neck and exactly. They was trying to make sure that she wasn't moving, but it was a little too late for that when she started having convulsions and seizures. Why couldn't they have why couldn't the doctor have seen that? Because that neck was broke. Was they trying to say that the seizures was the cause of her neck being broke? Because that wasn't the case. The doctor had already confirmed that she was unable to talk, which is conducive of the Atlas. Hold on, because I'm gonna say it wrong if I don't look. Atlas luxation being broken, meaning the neck. So I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. But to have two reports, something is wrong. Something is wrong. Which report is accurate? Is it the report where they actually contacted the police? Or is it the report that she was found dead in the hotel room by herself? That's what I would like to know. Because I can say this report, the way it's set up, Nigeria ass was still there. He ain't getting off. He was still there. He seen what happened. He seen what transpired because he got there at 12:19 p.m. She was pronounced dead at 5:47, so he might as well stop trying to get out of it. I don't get it. Now, a video dropped last night that kind of pissed me off. It kind of rubbed me wrong. Um, and I'm gonna tell you why it rubbed me wrong. Like, I just don't use the verbiage that they use, but I get it. I definitely get it. Like I said in my video earlier today, as a child, whoever went to sleep first, that was the thing that we would say, like, ooh, I believe the second report she was found. Uh, okay, I'm like you, Samaja, because it's a little bit more detailed, and they actually have a timeline to go with it. But where did that first report come from? Where did the first report come from? But back to this video. So last night the video dropped where you can hear Khalil saying they got their first dead body. Now, I understand what Mr. Jackson was saying, that that's not how they joke around, that's not how they play. But everybody's usage of words is different. Do I find it as something that they should have said that, or he should have said that he got his first dead body? No. He could have said, she out of there, whatever. He didn't have to say dead body. The only other thing that I can think of is, okay, one, he said it and he was saying it in a joking manner, which saying a dead body, that's not something that you want to play with. And two, alcohol, when you on alcohol and you drinking, sometimes you telling the truth about some things because a drunk man never tells no tales. Maybe he was already telling the plan ahead of time, is what Mr. Jackson was saying. But I honestly feel like he was saying that she was knocked out cold, she was asleep, she was the first person to be asleep. What's y'all thoughts on that? Because that's how I feel about it. I just know the verbiage and the stuff that these younger kids say is completely different than what we used to use. Let's see. I'm looking at y'all forgive me because my Facebook is popping up with messages. Now I tried to show y'all the conditions of Mexican prison because they don't want to go to a Mexican prison, baby. But all the lying that they done did, they might go to a Mexican prison. Now, I don't know if you guys were able to listen to the video from earlier today. I dropped two. I dropped one in regards to Nigeria's phone conversation with Mr. Jackson. And he had so many different stories in that phone conversation till it wasn't funny. At first he said he didn't leave until until 10:30 from Charlotte, but he left Dallas at 10:30. And on the plane ticket it said that he would arrive at 12:19. Then he said that he didn't arrive until 2 something. Then it went from that he wasn't there to 3. He said he couldn't tell anybody what happened and unless it was from 3:30 all the way up until Sunday. He has changed his story so many times. He said that he administered CPR and that he treated her for having alcohol poisoning by laying her on the side and stuff like that. Now I don't get that. Um Unless he's medically trained, I don't see why he would be administering CPR. And if he was administering CPR, as he said that he came in and it was a shitstorm and he had to automatically start giving her CPR, that means she had coded and he had to try to revive her. But now they're saying that she didn't die until 5:47 p.m. So that makes no sense. It says she looked sleep, probably wore out from traveling. His choice in words was, yes, very eerie. But I don't believe it's an indication indicates he knew she was going to be dead the next day. I still kind of I agree and I don't agree. I feel like they had to have plotted this. Hold on, y'all. Whew, excuse me. I feel like they had to have plotted this in the US because why would they give the villa wrong numbers? Like that part still doesn't make sense to me. Why would they give the villa wrong numbers? And I feel like they had to take her out of her territory because of the fact that the boyfriend would have popped up, sister, somebody would have been at her home or around her where they couldn't have done what they wanted to do. Thank you, hon. Then my other thing is, y'all know they wasn't gonna let this girl live to tell that she got jumped. Because, like I said in my video earlier, if her peoples is like my peoples, baby, they would have been waiting at the gate for their ass. You would have had to call folks to come get them because it would have been a showdown in the goddamn airport. You let somebody say somebody jumped my sister. It's on and popping. So I don't think they had any intentions of letting her come back to tell the story that she was jumped by three girls. Because if you can dish it, then baby, you definitely gonna take it. And we gonna be waiting for you at the airport. We coming deep, okay? We coming deep, deep. And if we can't get into the airport at the gate, you best believe, baby, we gonna be waiting right there at the door for you to exit. What you gonna do? Stay in the airport the whole entire time? You gonna get that ass whooping one way or the other. But like I say, y'all, I am confused in regards to where that first report came from. I am so confused where that first report came from. Thank you, Samaje. Um, but yeah, this terminology and slang that these kiddos use, it is crazy. The villa is where the first report came from. But how would the villa know that be able to say that she had passed at 313? Hold on, let me see. TT say, yeah, it ain't take all of them people to fight one girl, but I believe they started plotting after they got out there. They may have been trying to get out of paying money back they owed her for renting. See, I don't know. Like, I just don't get that vibe. They keep passing rumors, and I say none of us actually know the truth until it is told by the authorities. But yeah, it's crazy. What's up, Glenn? But yeah, that second report, like I say, the second report is really telling because the doctor said to them two times that she needed to be taken to a hospital. This doctor was an emergency room doctor. She would have known that this girl needed to go to the emergency room, and these people declined for this girl to go to the hospital. That's crazy. Yeah, the authorities don't know the truth because they can only go based upon what the people at the villa told them. And because they treated the scene as if it was alcohol poisoning, who's to say that they actually are going to have credible information in regards to solving this homicide? The only thing that right now has them as on the hook is the videos that they put out there. They were stupid enough to send those videos to various other people. Now, had they have not done the videos and the autopsy report, or they had told the doctor that she had died from alcohol poisoning, they might have gotten off clear. But because they were stupid enough to record them beating this girl and then for it to get out, that's what made it worse for them. They lied to Mexican officials. The autopsy report shows that this young lady was beaten. So, anybody got any thoughts? Any comments? Yeah, they truly are dumb criminals. Dumb criminals. Like hell, didn't they stop doing this recording fights a long time ago? Well, I take it back because I do see a lot of fights on Facebook and everything, but it ain't to the point where a person is not moving. I just don't get that. I don't grasp that part. They sent that video out. I know Mr. Jackson then was requesting for the second part of the video to be sent out, and I know Dejanay ain't gonna let that go down where she's the only one to get charges. She gonna try to find a way to make sure that the rest of them people get charges because she was the first one to fight the girl, um, to fight Shanquilla, and then the other two jumped her as well. She ain't gonna be the only person to say I'm gonna take all the charges for people. Yeah, I remember now, somebody. I see the little fights all the time on Facebook, but it's normally younger kids, like teens. But they do have some 20-year-olds and all of that that be fighting like that. That's crazy to me. That is crazy to me. But y'all, if they come out with a second autopsy report in Mexico, I'm be wondering like what the hell is going on. And if the autopsy report from the U.S. and from there is different, then we really got some problems. We really got some problems. But because they were stupid enough and bragging and boasting about this fight and sending this video out to various people, that's what got them on the hook. And that's why they all have fled. That's why all of their numbers are changed. But like I say, Khalil, the dad was super upset to hear him say, "We got a dead body, yada yada." I just honestly feel like the young lady was um dead tired from traveling, and when he found her asleep in the hammock, that that was just his way of saying she was the first person to go to sleep. I don't know. Anybody else got any thoughts or anything before we close out? And I hope y'all understood what I was saying yesterday. So I had to go look it up in regards to how they can be charged in two places. And so how they can be charged in two places is if Mexico doesn't charge them for murder, the US is able to charge them with murder. However, Mexico can charge them with other things, and the US can still charge them with murder, so they would still be charged in both places. Now, would it run consecutively? I doubt it because it's two different areas, but I have no earthly idea because I don't know Mexican law. I do not know Mexican law. But the law that I put up is in the community tab, and that is the law that if a US citizen is killed by another US citizen in a foreign country, then the US is able to charge them with murder. They are able to charge them with murder. Right now, they are like on the FBI's top 10 list of people that they're looking for. So, but guys, since you guys don't have any other questions, and we went over the outline in regards to what has now came out. I'm going to go ahead and end this. If you guys find out any new information, send it to you, girl, at Miss LedaHunty. My email is in the description box. It's also in the about section. That's what I feel too, Leda. Is just a justice for Shanquilla and nothing less. That AATP, she didn't have to die in this manner. They need to hold on, it jumped. They need to hold those responsible accountable. Yes, they definitely do. So yeah, right now nobody has been charged. They can't charge them because they can't find them. They've all went on the run. Niger, they said, went to New York. Dejanay has since ran to Connecticut. But I have seen a change petition out saying that Dejanay is still working for Blue Rhino, and they were urging Blue Rhino to fire her. And this petition was from somebody named Danny Robinson. I don't know who that is, but they said that Dejanay was still working there, but Dejanay had actually fled to Connecticut to be with her mom. Yeah, they definitely gonna find them because the whole U.S. is in an outrage. They can't step out without somebody recognizing them. They in hiding deep right now. But Khalil, the alleged best friend, is being hid out by his mom, and Winter, Malik, and Elise, nobody knows where they're at. But all of their phone numbers are disconnected except for two. Nobody is answering the phone. Their home addresses, nobody's been there. They initially had contacted the police in the US when they got back because they were getting death threats. People want to know what the hell is going on. If she with her mom gonna be, yeah, for aiding and abetting a fugitive. Definitely will be. Definitely will be. Um, and even Khalil's mom, because Khalil's mom is supposedly hiding him out. Whoever they with and that's hiding them out, they're gonna be charged with accessory. So I mean not accessory, I'm sorry, aiding and abetting a fugitive. Because right now they're on the top 10 for the FBI. It's crazy, y'all. It's so crazy. But I definitely feel like Dejanay is not going to let it go. That only her portion of the video was sent out with her fighting her. And Elise fought her as well as Winter. And you can hear Khalil in the background saying, Quilla, can you at least fight back? Can you at least fight back, Quilla? And for this young lady to only weigh 125 pounds and the way they were slinging her around, like, Lord, I just I don't get it. How can your so-called friends do you like that? But that is the timeline that I was given. As more information becomes readily available, I will let you guys know. I know Mr. Jackson is supposed to be doing a video in regards to an interview with the sister. He had canceled it. It was originally supposed to be on Sunday. Don't matter what portion, they all getting charged. I Yep, they all getting charged. And again, if Mexican police does not charge them with femicide, then the US has the option to pick up and charge them with homicide. And with that video surfacing, that's their nail in the coffin. And femicide in Mexico is you get between 40 and 45 years. And Mexican jails, Mexican prisons is nothing to play with. They were saying how inhumane it looked. Um, like I say, I had got flagged this morning because I had the conditions of the Mexican jail, and it showed how Normally it's 3 beds in the jail cell, but they have like 9 or 10 people in this one jail cell. And so I guess they gotta rotate sleeping in the beds 2 by 2. Some sleep on the floor. They said the toilets was just nasty, everything. But they have the US separated from the actual Mexicans. But they say the inmates definitely would try to fight back. I wouldn't want to get locked up over in Mexico. I know they are shaking in their boots. It's 10 people. Yeah. And those cells are small. They still just like the US cells. I think it's a 9 by 9 in the US. And to imagine 10 people in one jail cell, yeah, it's crazy. Absolute crazy. And then their prisons, the way it looks, it's outdoors basically. Like they have it locked from the outdoors. They don't have it to where they get air or nothing like that. It looked like it's outdoors. Like it's little buildings, little tiny homes. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Americans get beat up daily over there and they say the inmates run the jails. Well, this man who was on there, he said he rules with an iron fist. Yeah, they said there's no fresh water, the toilets ain't clean, that the conditions are deplorable. So, but I am definitely waiting and wondering when we will get the US autopsy report. Um they did it on Friday. I'm sure they probably didn't touch it on Saturday and Sunday. Maybe by tomorrow we'll get an update. But I want to see how different the US autopsy report is versus Mexican autopsy report. Um, because like I say, the main thing that Mexico said was um basically they was kind of saying it was an accident because they believed it was poisoning. But when the autopsy report came out, it showed signs that her neck was broken and that it contributed to factors of spinal cord. So, but that's all that I have for you guys. I just wanted to give you the update that I seen on the Charlotte Observer. And the Charlotte Observer is a creditable newspaper. It started in 1886. I had to make sure that it was a credible newspaper because I was sitting there like, where in the world did they get this? Because nobody else was reporting this information at first. But now I see the New York Times had came out with it online. Oh, not New York Times, New York Post. And a couple of others were saying that it was a second report that was made. Okay. Okay, TT. Um, but I'm going to end this live. I hope you guys have a great day. Until next time, I am your girl, Miss Leda. I'm opinionated, I'm unbothered, and I am unapologetically me, honey. Until later, bye, honey. Bye. Oh, before I forget, guys, I am doing a toy drive. If you guys want to donate to the toy drive, you can definitely cash app me at it's the $ LedaHunty if you want to donate. It is not something that it was required. Miss Leda's gonna love you regardless, but I am collecting donations for toy giveaway for Christmas. Please don't forget, spread the love, spread the word, encourage somebody. Till next time, bye, honey, bye.